This is part 5 of a series where I watched Bleach for the first time and talk about it. You could watch the other 4 parts here. It's been a while, hasn't it? I know, it seems like an eternity since I made a video in this Bleach series. It's been so long that when the last episode came out, the free run anime hadn't even started airing yet. The NBA season hadn't even started yet, and now we're in the playoffs. Drake was getting ready to release For All the Dogs, and now he's just getting ready to release all the kids in his basement. In the time since my last Bleach video, I bought a whole new house, which you can't see because I use a green screen. So yeah, it's been a while, but the reason it's been so long is because the Arrancar arc is very long. Like, very long. And let's be real, a lot of it is a slog to get through, but a lot of it is really good too. Because I'll say this right now before I say anything else, I really enjoyed the Bleach Arrancar arc, or saga, or whatever. I mean, as you could probably tell, right? Because I made this long ass video talking about it, but yeah, let's just get into it. Number 1, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So there's obviously a lot to talk about here, so I think the best place to start is just by recounting what the hell happened. Long story short, a lot of people fight and a lot of Spanish guitar music plays. But okay, so where did we leave off from the last video? Orihime gets kidnapped and taken to Las Noches, and Ichigo and his buddies gotta go rescue her. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's like the same thing as Soul Society, just with Orihime instead of Rukia. Except not really, right? Because now we have this overarching plot of Aizen trying to create this army of Arrancar to do whatever anime villain plan he has. He wants to like rob a bank or something, or commit fraud on his taxes, who knows? So it's not just about, oh, we gotta save our friend. Now it's about, oh, we gotta stop Aizen. Which is interesting because as far as I could tell, Ichigo doesn't really give a fuck about Aizen. They've like hardly ever interacted, and the only reason he has beef with him in the first place is because he snatched up his girl. And fellas, I'm sure many of you can relate to having your girl stolen by a handsome Korean man. But this is the first thing I really noticed about this arc. There's a disconnect between Ichigo's part of the story and his goals, and the Gote 13's part of the story and their goals. And I'll say, one side is much more interesting than the other. I personally cared way more about Soul Society fighting off the Espada than I did about all the shenanigans Ichigo was getting up to in Las Noches. But it's all the same thing. It's all Shinigami and friends fighting Arrancar, so why the disconnect? It's weird, right? Because you'd think I'd care more about trying to save Orihime since she's my favorite character in the show. More on that later. But yeah, I think what it is that everything before the fight in Karakura town feels way too drawn out for a conclusion that isn't all that satisfying. Like, we do all these fights in Las Noches to save Orihime, only for her to get captured again, and then saved again, and it's like, okay, we went through all this with Rukia already, let's just get to the stuff with Aizen. And I know that the community has said that this arc has a lot of pacing problems too, so there's that. I'm just saying that if the Las Noches part of the arc was even like half as long as it was, I think it would be a lot better, but that's just me. Number 2, why is this small green girl here? So okay, Ichigo and his buddies show up to Las Noches, they see a big worm thing, and then this exciting character shows up. Oh, brother. Knowing how anime works, this little green girl is probably like 7,000 years old or something. Okay. I'm sure these memorable characters... You know what? I'm gonna stop assuming which characters are gonna be like just throwaway characters and which characters are going to be in the cast, because I was wrong about Ikkaku just being a throwaway character. So for all we know, these 4 are going to be like more important than Orihime. At first I thought these were a bunch of throwaway characters like D-Roy or Ganju or half the characters in this arc. You know, they're here for like comic relief or to sit on the sidelines and explain what's going on in a fight. I thought they were those kind of characters, right? And I mean, they kinda are, and then this happened. No, there ain't no way, dude. Taite-Kuo, there's something about you, man. Bro, there's something about Taite-Kuo. We gotta get you checked out, man, because after watching this, I was made aware that Nell is like a popular character in the fan base. Not like the most popular, but more popular than you'd think she'd be, considering she's in scenes like this. So whatever, Nell's doing her thing for the Hueco Mundo part of the arc. She reveals her Espada form, turns into a furry, and then that's it. She's done. Nothing else for the rest of the arc. And yet, instant fan favorite. I wonder why. But whatever, it's all fine. But then you have like her buddies or Fraction, Pesce, Dondo Chaka, and Bawa Bawa. Don't want to spend too much time on them, but if you were watching along with my reactions on Patreon, you know that I have a love-hate relationship with them. Their comic relief was so grating, out of place, and tone deaf, but still, they're kind of endearing in a way. Because as annoying as they were, they did help me get through the worst part of this entire arc, which we're going to talk about next. Number 3. The worst character in Bleach. Okay, so we've established so far that the Hueco Mundo portion of this arc is just a bunch of fights that don't really matter. Ichigo fights some guy, Chad fights some guy, and Ishida fights Karuchi. And it's like, okay, these episodes are whatever, but the fights don't go on that long, so you can just watch passively while you do some RuneScape skilling in another window. Not saying I was doing that during my reactions, but yeah. And there's even some really good stuff going on in this part, like Rukia's fight with Espada number 9. Y'all know Rukia is one of my favorite characters in the show, so any chance she gets to do anything, I'm rooting for it. Like for real, for someone who's supposedly the main female lead of the show, this is like the second or third major one-on-one fight she's been in. I don't know. But in my opinion, that fight was really good. We get to see a bit more development for her relationship with Midwestern emo Ichigo, and it even ends up with her getting the sort of W. And as I'm sure y'all know, a female shonen character winning a fight fair and square is rarer than a Rudy Gobert three-point attempt.
If Rudy shoots a 3 in the real NBA game, I'm walking off the court.
Okay, so there's that, but then we get a fight between Renji, Ishida, and my new least favorite Bleach character of all time, Siles Pro. This battle lasts for 9 episodes plus 4 more when Mr. Robot Captain hops in. That's at least 13 episodes fighting this Willy Wonka looking weirdo. In comparison, the final fight between Ulquiorra and Ichigo, you know, one of the most important confrontations in the arc, lasts 9 episodes. Now, to be fair, it's not like those are 13 dedicated episodes of just fighting this one weirdo Espada, but considering how uninteresting the whole thing is, any more than like 1 or 2 episodes is already too much. We've already talked about how stuff like this affects the pacing and the feel of the show, but here it's really egregious. In universe, supposedly while this is all happening, Rukia is like bleeding out on the ground, and Ichigo supposedly gets bodied by Ulquiorra, then fights Grimjaw. All this is happening at the same time that they're fighting this strange tentacle man. And again, in universe, this all probably takes place within the same day, but it's really hard to keep up that anticipation, and it's hard for the audience to feel the stakes and remain invested. Because I mean, that was certainly the case for me.
それは感謝しなくちゃね。情報は奴の傷の聞いたと言ったんだよ。言葉もわからなくなったのか。君の
Should I? Are they serious, bro? Okay, we get it, bro. We get it.
ご苦労様、諸君。愉快で上調なこの舞台もようやく終焉を。
Oh, it's like they know. He said the fun but lengthy performance. They have to know that this is the most like drawn out, extended, uninteresting fight in the entire show. Oh, and this is basically beating a dead horse, but Sally Sapporo, he's such a dumb character. My least favorite anime enemy archetype is the I already calculated your next move. And I know that's basically what Aizen is, but Aizen is the proper way to execute that archetype. If you're gonna have a character saying dumb shit like this,
どこまでも低能なやつというのは不幸だな。君のデータはすべて届いていると言ったはずだ。
at least have him deliver it like a cool K-drama character and not like someone who would get shoved into a locker. Number 4. Ichigo fights everyone, but it doesn't even matter. Okay, so Ishida, Renji, and Rukia are all doing things, and sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss, but whatever. They're just the supporting cast, right? What about Ichigo? He's the main character, so all his stuff should be exciting. I mean, the whole reason we're in Hueco Mundo in the first place is so he can save Orihime. So let's talk about what's going on with his fights with Grimjaw and Ulquiorra. Are they hype? Are they worthy of being the climax to this Hueco Mundo section of the Arrancar arc? Are they fitting of legendary Big 3 shonen anime protagonist Ichigo Kurosaki? Yeah. I guess so. Okay, let's talk about Grimjaw first. He's set up to be Ichigo's big rival at this part because they fought back at the beginning of the arc. You know, he stabs Rukia, beats the shit out of Ichigo. They got beef, right? I personally don't find him all that interesting of a character. I mean, I'm glad he got his chance to shine with some backstory and a little motivation behind his actions, though. And I also like that at the end of the day, he turned out to be an honorable and worthy opponent for Ichigo. And of course, the actual fight itself was pretty damn good. Imagine getting folded in front of your girl like this. Ichigo, I need you to lock in, bro. Yes, I'm scared of your TikTok filter voice. What if she's like hella turned on now? She's like, I always thought she was kind of ugly, Ichigo, but now you got the mask on. Let's do it. Oh, they did turn off the animation. Okay. Yeah, the smoke and particle effects. Yeah. A lot more movement. Yeah. That's racist just because he's Japanese. I can't stand looking at your eyes. Ichigo about to tell Orihime, I can be your angel or your devil. On some Facebook 2008 shit, dude. He looked cool though like this. I like Grimjaw's, what they call his resurrection form. That shit look cool. I really like the colors too. Like I said, this is a very visually interesting like battlefield that they're on. You know what I'm saying? Well, right now it's just a bunch of sand, but why do people do this though? Why do they just grab swords? Ichigo, look out, he's behind you. He's giant in the sky. Oh. Uh-oh. It might be a wrap for you, Grimjaw. They got the music playing. Yes, thank you for reminding us to all these people. Okay. Wait, what about oh. Imagine he forgets her. I like that the animation was turned up. It was probably some of the best looking animated choreography so far in the show. And I like that it was just a straight up fight. It did its thing and it wrapped up quickly. It's perfect. That's what Bleach is good at. And you can say most of the same things about his fight with Ulquiorra too. Ichigo has an established reason of why he wants to beat this My Chemical Romance looking dude's ass. And they already have beef because he punched him in the chest before. Cool, perfect. So if Grimjaw was like the midpoint climax, then Ulquiorra is like the climax. Kind of like when you masturbate before going on a date so you can last longer for the real nut later on. Here we have Ichigo turning into, I guess, a full hollow form. They didn't explain it too much, but I'm guessing he's fully hollowified or close to it. So he's turned into a Black Clover demon. This is, I think I said this before, but yeah, this is where Black Clover had to have gotten its inspiration from. It looks like he should be on the cover of a My Chemical Romance album. Bro, Ichigo gonna be naked by the end of this fight. Look at him, he already got his Bankai out, just dangling between his legs. Oh, damn, is Ulquiorra gonna like learn a lesson during this fight? Is he gonna like... Turns out... having a heart is what I was lacking all along. Is that how it's gonna end? Wait, how'd she even hear him then? He was talking so softly. Damn. Nah, they're crazy for that. Oh, nah, they're wild. I guess that's the end of Bleach, guys. This is for real the final episode. How many times have I said that during this series? This is like when you're at the club or a bar and your girl tries to start shit with another dude and then she has you fight him and you get your ass whooped and she's like, damn, I thought you could beat his ass, my fault. Now this is that peak Bleach because this is like the edgiest form I've ever seen in my life. Like, you know, little kids were like, oh my god, Ichigo looks so cool right now. And he does. When was the last time Orihime said anything else? She said, what do I do? What should I do? And she said, no. But other than that, like all of her dialogue has been Kurosaki. Do you think they just had Orihime's voice actress just say Kurosaki-kun once in the studio and they just reused that voice line, like the audio? They must have saved a lot of money and didn't have to pay her for like 5 episodes. So yeah, that's all nice, but let's go back to my original question. Are they fitting of legendary Big 3 shonen anime protagonist Ichigo Kurosaki? See that? It's a flashback to something that happened like 10 minutes ago. Just like how they do it in these battle shonen anime. But the answer is yes, in that the Grimjaw and Ulquiorra fights are an incredible spectacle in every sense. From the animation, from the choreography, and the sheer epicness and scale of the fights. But when we look at it in the grand scheme of this Bleach story, who cares about any of this? The overarching threat of this entire Arrancar arc is that we need to stop Aizen because he's gonna do a bad thing. In fact, the end of the Hueco Mundo arc comes when the Gote 13 arrive in fake Karakura town to confront Aizen and the Espada. This happens concurrently with the Ulquiorra fight, right? So at this point, why should anybody care what's happening with Ichigo inside of Hueco Mundo? Sure, we as the audience care because it's Ichigo, he's the main character, and he's there to save Orihime, who we also care about. But in universe, all of that seems so insignificant compared to the threat of Aizen and his Espada. It's almost like Tite Kubo took the wind out of his own sails by involving the main character in an arbitrary fight while the more story significant fight took place somewhere else. Now, you could say, well, Ichigo is just taking down an Espada like all the other captains are. He's contributing because the goal is to defeat all the Espada anyway. Someone would have had to beat Ulquiorra at some point. And that's 100% true, but then why make Ichigo's fight feel so detached and irrelevant to the events happening in the fake Karakura town? And the response to that is probably going to be, well, because Ulquiorra took Orihime and kept her in Hueco Mundo, so of course Ichigo has to fight him there. But why did Orihime have to get snatched again to begin with? You can do all the thematic stuff that happened with the Ulquiorra fight and have it take place in the real world where it feels more relevant and connected to the larger plot and still have all the emotional beats hit. Because, you know, the reason we have Orihime and Ulquiorra together to begin with is because Ulquiorra represents nihilism or whatever, and Orihime kind of got him to think about having a heart or some Disney shit like that. That's all fine, but you can have all of it happen without it feeling supplementary to the main fight between the Espada and the Gote 13. That's all I'm saying. Maybe not the biggest deal, but if you watch my reactions, that's what I was bitching and moaning about the whole time, so sorry. What can you do? Okay, so to sum it up, the Hueco Mundo arc of this whole Arrancar saga is easily the weakest part. And I don't think that's all that controversial of an opinion. It's really just the perfect example of all the pacing problems that Bleach is known for. It's just a bunch of fights, and, you know, to me, that's what Bleach does best. That's the appeal of Bleach. Because who cares about any plot or character stuff? You're here for the hyped fights. But the Hueco Mundo stuff is like the worst side of that. Because it's like a big buffet of fights, but none of them are that interesting. And because there's nothing else to latch onto, like memorable characters or a cool story, it ends up being a real slog to get through. Because I mean, this is easily the part I spent the most amount of time on, because that fight with Ishida and Renji, god damn, I was watching like 1 episode per week because it was like pulling teeth every time. So yeah, this part is a marathon to get through, but your reward, if you are so daring enough to complete the race, is the fake Karakura town arc. And we'll get to that later, because first, number 5. Miscellaneous Hueco Mundo Reaction Highlights Compilation. You guys don't know this, but this is actually deleted footage from Spider-Man 3. This was the original concept design for Sandman in there. And they were actually going to have Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker in the movie, unlock his Zanpakuto to fight Sandman. You guys don't know this, but when on the behind the scenes in the Spider-Man 3 DVD, Sam Raimi said that he watched this episode of Bleach and used this as, like, you know what I'm saying, like concept art. True story. True story. If you think about it, ice is really just erect water. I almost choked on my fucking spit while I was saying that for some reason. I unconsciously knew it was about to be a dumb thing to say. Oh, there we go. It's our favorite power couple that isn't a couple yet. Honestly, send home Chad and Ishida at this point. We got 2 Soul Reapers, 2 more Soul Reapers, Rukia, and then Lieutenant Renji. And then we got a gang of Arrancar here. No offense, Ishida. No offense, Chad. Hueco Mundo sure has a lot of holes. Shit, let me get her number then. Haha, let me stop. Somebody gotta make this a gif, like me dodging my responsibilities, be like, why is Nell here, I wonder? That's an honest question. Like, when Tite Kubo was writing this arc, what made him sit there and be like, you know what this arc needs? We need a green skull-wearing lolly to follow Ichigo around. That's what's gonna turn this up to 11, man. And then the Shonen Jump editors were like, okay, sure. Oh boy, just what I wanted to see from Bleach. This wacky Looney Tunes chase sequence. I know, imagine Ichigo, like, has all this resolve to go save Orihime, and he gets washed. He literally dies to this side villain. That would be an interesting direction to take a shonen, to be honest. I can't. I have erectile dysfunction right now. Oh, he got so excited to see his big Bankai. Oh, I was just talking about, is she gonna reveal like her Zanpakuto or some kind of ability or something? This is a crazy shot. Tite Kubo, we see you, bro. You crazy. Who are you saying now to? Are you telling the audience? He's telling the little kids who are watching this show, hey kids, look at the screen now. I'm about to do my move. This is more of what I want to see, because I don't know if you remember my Bleach video for the Soul Society arc. The sword fighting. Oh my god, the fact that they give her the music is... Oh my god, Naruki has fire. Or should I say she's cold? Get it? Because ice, you know. Damn, she made a giant ice dildo. I'd be so self-conscious if everybody could sense my spiritual pressure like that. Because everybody then knows if you're getting folded. Imagine like you're the only one who loses. Like, I hope Ishida lose. Everybody's like, damn, Ishida, you was the only one. We can all tell. You can't hide your internet history from us. We're all seeing you. I'm not gonna lie, these are some of the most uninspired, like, fighting environments I've ever seen, bro. It's like... This looks like the training room from, like... GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye or something. Like an N64, like, tutorial room where they teach you, like, the controls. And every fight has been like that so far in Hueco Mundo. At least in Soul Society, like... They kind of were fighting in like a city almost, I guess. I don't know. But this is just like a VR room with the VR turned off. Oh, dude, fucking neck. What is this? Hold on, hold on. Look at how they got Grimjaw looking, bro. If I'm Grimjaw, I'm going to Studio Pierrot's animation staff, talk about why you make my teeth look like this. Like I'm from fucking Alabama. Let me stop. Shout out to everybody, living in the American South. You're not about to have me out here looking like this. Wait, everybody's looking crazy this episode. What is going on? Everybody looks a little off. Is this an AI generated episode? Oh, this is one of those episodes where they turn the animation budget up, huh? So we're gonna get a crazy fight. That's why it was looking different. Dude, every zoom in on his face looks insane. Oh my god, they got Nell looking crazy too. It's not that it's crazy, it's just, it's obviously looks different, that's why it's so jarring. There's the likes of you, what does that mean? There's no way I'd lose to a Japanese person. We know Grimjaw's racist, bro. But what is her voice gonna sound like? Oh hell no. Oh hell no, she still got the same voice. Lock up Tite Kubo. I'm just playing. Tite Kubo, man. Hit me up, bro. We gotta talk. Wherever you are, man, I'll come to Japan, bro. I'll come back to the motherland. Or you come over here. Hit me up in Chicago. We gotta talk, bro. He aged up Nell into a Victoria's Secret model. Oh, hell nah, bro. Lock up everybody involved, bro. Everybody gotta get locked up, bro. I don't know what's going on. Somebody gotta get locked up. I don't know who. Maybe me. Number 6. the past arc. Okay, so before we get into the Karakura Town arc, we have to briefly talk about this little mini arc in between, simply named the past arc. I'll say this straight up. Easily one of my favorite parts of the whole Arrancar saga. This might be surprising for y'all to hear me say, because remember, I said that Bleach's strength is just straight up fights without any of the fluff. The past arc doesn't really have any of that. It's very plot-centric and character-centric. But to me, the reason I liked it is because it shows what Bleach would be like if it really delved into that nitty-gritty writing stuff. We get to see what the Visored were like back when they were a part of Soul Society, and we get to see all the events in the past that led to this messed up situation with this Korean man that we're in today. I love when TV shows do this kind of thing where the events of the past are tied into the future and we get to see how people's actions back then had far-reaching consequences. It's sort of like that famous episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Avatar and the Fire Lord. Also, if y'all remember from earlier videos, some of my favorite parts of Bleach were those slice of life episodes from the very beginning of the show. And this arc isn't really slice of life like that, but it's still really good. I just like this kind of stuff. Number 7, they really let Saitama get folded. Okay, let's talk about the main event, the big confrontation between Aizen and his Espada and the Gote 13. First of all, I want to say, love the Espada. I think they're all dope characters for the most part, especially the top level ones that we see featured and fighting in this Karakura Town part. Easily one of the best highlights of the Arrancar arc. I basically enjoyed every fight that happened, even the ones with the lieutenants and the seated members. I thought it was just going to be a bunch of padded out filler fights for the sake of having some extra action, but nah, they were pretty dope. The best one being Rangiku, Hinamori, and friends versus this insane monstrosity. What? Oh god, they're growing a fetus. This is what they don't show you in schools. This is what the woke mob wants to teach your kids in school. This is the sex education they want to give your children. Oh my god, what is this? That looks like a RuneScape monster. This is one of those moments where I can, even without having read the manga, I could tell this is censored. Like, no way she has that tiny ass little bruise on her torso, bruh. This guy is nuts, man. He's low-key like the most threatening, menacing villain that we've seen so far in this little arc. This thing is low-key more threatening than any of the Espada so far, in terms of how menacing and like, you know what I'm saying? Like how much of a threat it feels like. It's the fact that it doesn't talk and doesn't say like stupid ass lines. Like, this is literally like the strongest being that they fought in the whole show, dude. I don't care. This dude is stronger than Aizen. They made this random, like, supposedly not even an Espada level threat, but they made him more threatening than like Aizen, all of the Espada put together. This is the best part of the arc so far. So yeah, that was cool and all, but they really let my boy Saitama take way too many L's, and y'all know I'm not really a fan of him like that. Oh, he got folded? No way. How embarrassing, am I right? Imagine being the only one to lose, how awkward. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to show up at the Serete for at least another week. Number 8, ranking the Espada. Alright, so we got the preliminary fights out of the way, so now we can finally get to some Captain on Espada action. We got Killua fighting this Gyaru lady. We've got COVID Captain and Japanese Captain fighting this Filipino looking man. We even got Soifan fighting this old guy alongside her lieutenant, who is now my new favorite character. Just look at this guy. I like the big goofball energy he has, and he has a good dynamic with Soifan. And I low-key ship them. Now, look, there's a lot of good stuff here. It's almost too much to talk about, so I'll show you some reaction highlights later, but right now, let's rank every Espada from the ones I like the least to the ones I like the best, because people like when I do rankings for these anime videos, so whatever. At the bottom, shouldn't be any surprise, it's this pink man. Fuck him, fuck everything about him. What Kendrick say?
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
Next, it's this person who I had to look up because I forgot they existed. Loopy and Tenor. Then we got this dude. It's like Zomari Ruro. I should just keep this wiki open this whole time. He was cool, but his fight against Byakuya happened so early on, and he wasn't all that memorable besides that, so I'm gonna place him here. Next, there's Nero. Man, I'm Asian. I'm not built to pronounce these type of names. This dude was cool, but his fight was more of a spotlight for Rukia than it was for him, but he's fine. Next is Neutra Gilga. I actually really hated this character, but I couldn't put him below some of the less memorable characters who I literally forgot existed, so yeah, he's gonna be in this spot. I think he's embarrassingly edgy and he hates on Nell like a weirdo incel, so yeah, I'm good on him. And then we got Yami, who he's fine. He's like comically evil to the point where he's like gleefully beating women, but hey, I mean, sometimes the unashamedly evil characters are the best ones. Only thing about him is, can we talk about how his resurrection transformation is the most disgusting thing humanly possible? This is the most insane design for a resurrection release. Ew, I don't want to see underneath, dude. Oh no, this is the last thing I ever wanted to see. Imagine he just had like tiny dicks hanging from each single one, dude. Just dongs. Oh my god, this is the most nastiest image of all time. Oh god, delete this episode from my memory. Alright, now from this point on, we're getting into this Espada that I actually like, starting with Ulquiorra. I was very indifferent on this character at first because he literally looks like a deviant art OC from 2011, but he's actually a pretty interesting character. Like I said, I wish they'd flesh out the relationship between him and Orihime some more. They definitely emphasize it a little bit, like after his fight with Ichigo, where they make it seem like he had this big realization about what it means to feel shit or to care about things. But I personally think that would hit harder if we just had like a whole episode of him and Orihime. Then we got Grimjaw. Honestly, him and Ulquiorra can be interchangeable on this ranking. I think they're both dope. They both serve as really good foils to Ichigo, and it's satisfying to see how their ideals clash with his during their fights. Also, his resurrection form is one of the coolest in the series, but Ulquiorra's is cool too. Then I'm gonna put Haribel on here because I like her character design. And she had a solid backstory to her too. I like that she's basically an Arrancar Susan B. Anthony. Is that offensive? I don't know. You interpret that analogy however you want. But also her fight with Killua was one of my favorites in the whole show up to that point, and her fraction is the best. Actually, no, I take that back because the next Espada on this list has a better fraction. I'm talking about Nell. Peche and Donda Chaka eventually grew on me, and Bawa Bawa was always a goated character. But yeah, Nell is great. She's a very fun character, I guess, and I don't know. I kind of like her more in her little kid form because she's just like funny and she's hanging off Ichigo's shoulders like Yoda. Alright, next is my second favorite Espada, who is coincidentally the Segunda Espada. I can say a little bit of Spanish. No, I can't. So yeah, Barragan, or Barragan, what? The supposed king of Los Noches. Very cool character. His fight with Soifan and Omaeda was unquestionably, well, maybe a little bit questionably, but it was one of my favorite in this whole arc. I like that his character is actually intimidating, like he has a super powerful resurrection and all that. I also like that he feels regal, like he's sitting on the throne half the time while his fraction fights. It really gives him final boss energy. And I like his backstory too. I like that he doesn't even fuck with Aizen like that. He just submitted to him because he didn't really have any other choice. So finally, that leaves my favorite Espada as Coyote Stark. And the reason why is purely for this moment. Oh my god. Nah, this is fire. This is fire. That with the music cue, that was one of the best moments of the arc so far. Number 9. Korean man turns Chinese. Okay, let's very briefly talk about Aizen, yeah? The primary antagonist of this arc. The most Korean-looking cartoon character I've seen in my 5 decades of living. I think Aizen is a really inspired choice of villain for a series like Bleach. Let's think about the protagonist Ichigo, right? He's a very single-minded character. He's first introduced as almost a delinquent type. His fighting style is really simple. It's literally just, let me slash you with my sword, and if that doesn't work, I'll slash you even harder. And he really only has one motivation, which is protect my loved ones. He's simple, he's straightforward. So what a great idea to pit him against a 200 IQ, galaxy brain, master manipulator, and generational gaslighter. Aizen has basically manipulated every aspect of Ichigo's life for reasons that weren't 100% explained. I'm assuming he's the reason Ichigo has like a Caucasian man hiding inside of him, but I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. There's a certain satisfaction in seeing Aizen have all these schemes that were literal centuries in the making, and Ichigo just kind of bulldozes through all of it like he has the whole series. So, okay, we jump to the final fight between the two in Karakura Town within Soul Society. All of Aizen's schemes have taken out the rest of the Gote 13 and the Visored, and now it just seems like he's 10 steps ahead of Ichigo, and he almost makes him lose faith for a minute. A very rare thing for one of those willpower over everything type shonen characters. Except at the very end of it all, the conflict between the two is reduced down to, I have more power than you. It's not any mind games, which was Aizen's whole modus operandi. That's literally his forte. It's, no, I can hit you harder, which I guess it's kind of appropriate because it's Ichigo beating Aizen on his own terms instead of playing Aizen's game, so that's fine, I guess. But yeah, big fan of Aizen. There are some parts of his plan that don't make sense, and some of the things he does are a little, you gotta suspend your disbelief, but whatever. Plot holes don't really bother me in a show like this, and of course, I'm not even done yet with the series, so it could all be explained. Number 10, the beach episode. Now, I didn't watch any filler while recording this big Bleach reaction series, except for one. Y'all know me by now. When I was looking at the episode list and I saw an episode titled Summer Sea Swimsuit Festival, you know, I had to tune in. Oh my god, dude. I hope this is insane as like the Fate series beach episodes. Beach episode, more like Bleach episode, am I right? Oh, hell no, dude. This episode is already the best in the entire series. This is already catapulting Bleach into the best of the big three status. Oh, brother. Just no explanation. Just a sweeping shot of all of them. Wait. They're just, they don't give a fuck. They're just like, here you go. Here are all of them in swimsuits. That nasty ass looking pool. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Big hater. Big hater. Yeah, of course it was Byakuya. I'm telling y'all, Bleach is at its best for me when it's doing the slice of life stuff. I do not give a fuck about fighting no fucking Primera Espada, dude. I do not care. I want to see this. Just invite all the characters that we know, of course. Imagine if somebody brought like a random seated member from like Squad 4 or something. It's like, oh yeah, the audience hasn't met them, but we all know them. Damn. The COVID got to him. Oh, oh my god, how could I forget that about Orihime, bro? Like, oh no, get out of the episode. We don't need you here, bro. We don't need you here. Get out the episode. This is why Orihime is the best character of all time, bro. She excels in these slice of life scenarios, which is why Bleach is at its best during them. Oh hell no. I'm not even gonna say anything about that, y'all. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all. This is what we signed up for. Let's get it. Lock her up. Lock her up. She just does these random things unprovoked. Nah, put her under the jail, bro. That is the most insane thing that's happened in any Bleach episode ever. Oh, hell, nah, they're wrong for this. Lock both of them up. Lock both of them up. They violated this man. Nah, lock both of them up. Oh, this is, yeah, this is insane, dude. This is the most morbid joke. I should have known that tentacles would be in this. This is the strongest hollow. It's taking on like multiple lieutenants and like captains. No comment, y'all. No comment. This is like filler, right? So Taite Kubo didn't even come up with all this. Do you think he probably designed the swimsuits? You dirty, dirty Taite Kubo. And he probably slid that in. He was like, hey, Studio Piro, make sure you put a scene of Orihime licking liquid off her skin. Oh, hold on. Imagine, yeah, Taite goes, yeah, make sure you include mini pink-haired Sakura. She has to be in the beach episode. That's what Taite Kubo said. And make sure there's a tentacle monster. All in all, 10 out of 10 beach episode. This is canon in my book. Number 11, Justice for Orihime. Alright, y'all. Now we need to talk about probably the most important topic in this video. Fuck all the other stuff. No one cares about the fights. No one cares about Aizen. Fuck Karakura Town. Let that man have it. Because we need to talk about how my favorite character in this anime is getting hoed.
なるほど。この程度のレベルについてこられるようになったことが。
They just hoeing Orihime again, man. I'm still thinking about how fire it'd be if they like 2v1 fought him, like Orihime and Ichigo together. But I get, they said like whatever, he did something to Orihime, so maybe she's like modified to be loyal to Aizen or something. Oh, wait, oh! Wait! Bro, I totally missed that, wait. I take everything back. This is why Orihime is my favorite character in this entire show, dude. Look at her. That's 0.00001% of her power. Wait, can they still like tag team fight him? If they jump him both, this is the greatest show ever made. Oh, I guess I'll have to wait to see. Jesus Christ. I highly doubt it'll happen, but why are they in like America now? Yuck. Ew. I don't want to see America in this fucking show. The reason I watch anime is so I don't have to see a bunch of American people. No, I'm just kidding. What if Orihime and Ichigo did a fusion dance on some Dragon Ball? RIP Akira Toriyama. But they like fused together to form Ichihime. That's kind of hard. They beat his ass on some Vegito shit. They really gonna have Orihime just standing here, bro. I get that that's part of her conflict, so at least there's some kind of explanation to it. Like she's conflicted for whatever reason. Oh, bro, what is this? Oh, it's the chicks from earlier. Okay, at least have her fight them, dude. And there go bootleg Rin Tosaka. Bro, dude! They're hoeing her. They're hoeing her. Let me write Bleach, bro. Let me be the one to write Bleach. Oh my god, Orihime would be the godliest character in all of anime. What? 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 Taite Kubo, bro, what was that man cooking with this, bro? So much potential in a character, and they just hoeing her. Unless she does something fire, because, you know, it's not over yet. Take a minute and think about this with me, y'all. Imagine you were Taite Kubo, and you were planning out how Bleach's story is gonna go. All the same stuff happens, like Rukia comes into the real world, befriends Ichigo, turns him into the substitute Soul Reaper, the Soul Society arc happens, that's all the same, right? Usually, when people tell stories, they include things called characters in them. And usually, if this character is part of the main cast, they'll go through some kind of change where they might learn something and end up in a different place than they were from the beginning of the story. This is commonly known as a character arc. I know, PhD level stuff. Now again, pretend you're writing Bleach and you have to come up with a character arc for Orihime Inoue. What do we know about her? She's sweet, quirky, and she cares about her friends to the point that she's willing to sacrifice herself to get captured by the Arrancar to protect them. She wants to be useful for people and she wants to make use of the power she's given to help her friends. It's a fitting metaphor that her most famous use of her OP broken ability is healing and creating shields. Now in this Arrancar arc, she's held captive in Los Noches for most of the time, and her whole deal is that she just has to have faith in her friends and not lose hope that they'll come save her. This is constantly rebuffed by Ulquiorra and bootleg Rin Tosaka because they say it's hopeless and that her friends will fail to save her. If you were writing this story to make Orihime a complete character with a satisfying progression, how would you complete her character arc? I'll help you out and give you multiple choices. A. Orihime realizes that she shouldn't rely on her friends and learns to be independent. B. Orihime realizes that she isn't helpless and strives to use her powers to fight the Arrancar alongside everyone else. C. Orihime realizes that it's fine to have faith in your friends, but that doesn't mean standing around waiting for them to do something. If you selected any of these choices, you would have given Orihime a more satisfying character arc than what we got in the show. Because what does Orihime actually learn in this arc? She realizes the important life lesson that yes, I should just keep believing that my friends will come to my rescue every time and save the day. And when this view is challenged, when Ichigo is seemingly defeated by Ulquiorra, how does Orihime respond to this? Does she realize that maybe it wasn't a good idea to bet all her chips on someone else solving her problems for her? Nope. She just she doesn't learn anything, really. At least as far as I can remember. How has she grown or changed since the beginning of the show? How has Orihime been affected by the events in Soul Society? She hasn't, so what was the point? If anything, she's regressed because she was actually kind of taking an active role in rescuing Rukia, but that version of Orihime that actually took initiative is long gone. The most her character has amounted to is cheering for Ichigo and putting up the occasional shield to be like, see? I'm helping. Now, y'all know I was just playing when I say Orihime is like the strongest character in the show and that she needs a fight scene where she just beats all the strongest villains like a badass. But from a writing perspective, all of the things that have been set up with Orihime have just not come to fruition, and it's incredibly frustrating to watch. And this is the same thing with Rukia too, and hell, it's the case with a lot of the side characters in shonen anime in general, I guess. I'm not even asking for anything crazy, just a simple point A to point B character arc is all you need. Even Disney movies have side characters that change from the beginning of the movie to the end. It's not that difficult. Number 12. The best characters. Alright, before we get into the reaction highlight montage for the fake Karakura Town arc, here's a general list of my favorite characters up until this point in the anime. I feel like I've watched enough Bleach to finally be able to give my opinion on this, but obviously this is probably going to change once I actually finish the entire series. Starting at number 10, it's Dan Kannoji, my GOAT, my prince, my flawless king. I was more hyped for his surprise appearance against Aizen than I was for my own daughter's birth. After him, I'd say Renji, who actually used to be a lot higher, but you know, we got to know a lot more characters that I just happen to like better. I still think his Bankai is one of the best in the show, however. Next is Shinji, who I actually didn't care for at first, but he's actually pretty great. I love this dumb look he has on his face all the time. He just looks like such a cartoon character, and it's amazing. Plus, I love that he's just beating people's ass in a salaryman suit. Next, I got Rangiku, another female character who I wish we'd spend more time on, but what we do get of her is pretty dope. That whole backstory she had with Gin should have had a lot more focus to make it hit harder, but it was still great. Next after her, I got Omaeda. What is there to say? He's just like the realest dude out there. Low-key myself insert, because you know, we kind of got a similar face, you know. Then after him is his captain, Soifan, who I guess by default is my favorite captain in the show, so there's that. Then I got Hiyori, just because I like how constantly angry she is. And then I got Chad, who admittedly has been kind of falling off. He's suffering from the side character stuff too, where it's like, what is the point of his character? What is he contributing? But I mean, he's still Chad. That's my goat. Then I got Rukia. I just want to live in that alternate universe where Tite Kubo went with his original plan to make Rukia the main character and Ichigo just doesn't exist. 30 years from now, when they make a Bleach reboot, someone please do this. Someone make a Bleach story with Rukia and Orihime as the main characters and make it a Yuri romance. Then of course at the top, y'all already know, Orihime is my favorite character. Anytime there's just a quirky, happy, Genki girl in the show, she'll probably be my favorite character more often than not. Alright, now that that's done, let's check out some reaction commentary highlights. Number 13, miscellaneous Karakura Town reaction commentary highlights. Oh my god, they're all squared up. This is kind of fire.
All my favorite characters in one place, guys.
Remember all those beloved captains that we spent so much time getting to know? It would be cool if we saw them fight in like a straight up like army style battle, but we know it's all gonna be like 1v1s and all that. Why do all these like skeleton dudes look like sperm to me? Is that crazy? This is an actual representation of sperm trying to fertilize an egg. Yes, please, let's get on with the real battle. Thank you. Not that those lieutenant fights were bad. They were actually better than I thought they'd be, but... Alright, get to the fight. Alright, come on. Come on. Get to it. Oh! Wow. My favorite character of all time. I feel like she's gonna tweak again, dude. She's... I don't know, man. She one of those, like, Japanese BTS fans. They just love those Korean men. Yeah, Goofy. These Korean dudes, they got a hold on people, man. She's like, Jungkook Oppa would never betray Soul Oh, hell nah. Somebody right now is hard as hell. Somebody's looking at it like this, like, thank you, Taite Kubo. You put my fetish into this episode. Dang, he didn't have to say all that. Oh my god. What is this dude on his hands rated E for everyone type shit, bro? He's the domestic violence Arrancar, the misogyny Espada. Murcielago. Hey. Lamborghini Mercy. Yo chick, she's so thirsty. Oh my god, he looks not that different. Is she looking all concerned like she's gonna do something, but... Oh, maybe she is. Because we saw her running earlier. If she actually does something, anything, please. Damn, shoes off. Bro. Ass beat, toes out. Getting your ass beat and your just shoes come off, like, that's crazy, man. And now his girl about to see him too. Well, that ain't even his girl no more. That's low-key Ishido's girl. Ichigo just... This is a day full of L's for him. Has this all been one day? Did he just fight Grimjaw earlier today? Damn. I guess he really did die, y'all. I was about to say, if she doesn't catch him, like, you gotta at least be able to do that. That was the nastiest transition of all time. What is this? What am I looking at? Is she wet? Remember what I said? Imagine if Ichigo and Orihime fused to fight him like Vegito. This is what I imagined they would look like. Wait, why does he have her hair? Somebody commented that Killua is actually a fan favorite character. What has he done, dude? Like, what the fuck? What is he even... I mean, he does have a cool looking Bankai. Maybe it's that. If y'all had to let me guess, like, who was the fan... Like I said, I thought Ishido was the fan favorite, but I would not have guessed... What is his name again? Toshio... Yeah. Toshiba? You know what? Maybe he's a fan favorite because he looks like a little kid. And, you know, shonen anime is directed towards, like, 14-year-old boys. So the kids, like, probably like him. Oh no! The fan favorite character! All the 14-year-old boys are crying. No! My self-insert!
Espada ni wa sorezore ga tsukasadoru shi no katachi ga aru.
That's kind of fire, okay. It's better than, like, them representing the 7 deadly sins, which is what every show on the planet does. They always want to use the 7 deadly sins. Wait, he's... Whoa, they gotta check on him. He got CTE. This dude barely did anything, bro. That was kind of disappointing. There go Hinamori, goofy ass. Wait, check on Tekashi 6ix9ine though. His eyes were like halfway opening. He was like twitching. Like, they gotta check his... I don't know about him, man. He might be too far gone. Oh, she maneuvered him over here. Bro, check on Tekashi 6ix9ine. Something up with him, bro. He got a... We need a CAT scan to check out, make sure he good. He said, you show me your dick, I'll show you my dick. That's how guys do it, you know what I'm saying? Any ladies who are watching, this is something that men do. We show each other our bankais. This is fire. This is fire. I'm sorry. This is fire. I literally forgot about the visored, bro. And I thought Taite Kubo forgot about him too. He's like, we're done with their storyline. But no, they have like a bone to pick with Aizen in them. Everybody's Caucasian sides are taking over. They're all gonna start... I was gonna say something so racist, but hey, shout out to white people. I love you guys. I need to make more white friends. I don't know any white people. If you're a white person and want to be my friend, don't message me. I'm just kidding. Dude, he talks like a K-drama antagonist too. He's so Korean, it's not even funny, bro. You will never be able to tell me this man is Japanese. That's crazy. The music? Oh my god, wait, this is so fire. This is the most excited I've been watching Bleach right now. Okay, we know who they are though. You don't, yeah, we remember all these exciting events. Now see, if I was writing Bleach, I would have Shinji and what's his face, Bucket Hat Man be the ones to finally defeat Aizen. But we know it's gonna be Ichigo, bro. You see what I'm saying though? From a thematic storytelling standpoint, wouldn't it make sense for Bucket Hat Man and Shinji to be the ones to defeat Aizen because of the history? You know what I'm saying? He's like, they're the kind of the first people to uncover his conspiracy, no? I feel like Bleach has all the aesthetic things on lock. It has the OST, it has the character designs, you know what I'm saying? It has the openings or whatever. It's just like the writing that's not exactly perfect. It's definitely like a style over substance show, but I like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, hell no. This man, this is how I know he's 100% the most Japanese man of all time. Because of the lieutenants that he keeps around him. This might be the biggest dick rider in the whole show. And you know what's crazy? He would probably be one of my favorite characters because he has one of the best designs in my, like, character designs in my opinion. But he's such a dick rider, bro. Oh, and they got beef too. Yeah, cause yeah. Okay, Taisei Kubo, I'm gonna let him cook, bro. Let me stop. Oh yeah, get her ass. Thank you. Finally, people are just jumping them, dude. Like, enough of these one-on-one fights, bro. Just jump them. Dang, he said, men really live like this and think it's okay. Is that why they all do these 1v1 fights? Oh, nah, Soul Society's trash, bro. Don't interfere in a 1v1 battle as if it's like, I guess that is like a very samurai Bushido code of honor thing, but y'all not samurai, bro. This is the best OST track, or at least top 5. I think I like it better than that, Was that a good recreation, y'all? He looks like the lead singer of Monster X or like X Japan. He looks like a host from a host club. If you went to Japan in the year 2006 and saw somebody that looked like that, they were going to steal your girl. He looks like somebody's MySpace profile picture from 2005. He looks like he fixes motorcycles. He looks like his favorite band is Bon Jovi. This looks like the hairstyle he would put after breaking up with Orihime or something. And then he's gonna write in his diary, "Dear Diary, today Orihime was mean to me." Do y'all even know who Monsta X and X Japan are, like the bands? Go, if you've never heard, go Google X Japan right now. Not XXX Japan, that's gonna give you something else. You know Taite Kubo was like, I cooked with this design when he made Ichigo. Yuck, he's talking to it now? Oh, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this looks pretty cool. Yeah, he looks fire in this form. I would get a desktop wallpaper of this form of Aizen. You know what, I'm rooting for Aizen now. Wipe that edgy look off his face. Gambare, Aizen. This is like the virgin versus Chad meme. Aizen is the virgin. He's like, no, I'm the supreme being. And Ichigo is just like, he doesn't even say anything. He's just playing Green Day in his headphones right now. Do y'all think that Ichigo is what Taite Kubo wishes he looked like? I've seen pictures of Taite Kubo. He kind of dresses... I mean, and that's not an insult. I'm just wondering. He's very much a product of 2000s Japan. That's all I'll say. Oh my god, he did become edgier. Oh! Oh, so literally the final Getsuga Tensho. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I like that. I like that. That makes the risk so much higher. Damn. Is he gonna be naked? Oh. I was like, we're gonna finally get to see Ichigo's real Bankai. Who's gonna come in? Who's coming in? Oh, is it Bucket Hat Man? You know what? W. I'm glad that Ichigo's not the one to finish him. I'm glad other people are coming in to finish the job. Well, more than half a year after we started this Arrancar arc, we're finally done. What a journey, to say the least. Let's see what this end credits is about first.
総隊長なんじゃお詫びにと
Is that Shirogane from Kaguya-sama? Number 14. Final thoughts. So, that's the Arrancar saga. Like I said, overall, I'm a big fan. I think it has everything that makes Bleach good, but it also has all the things that make Bleach bad. I'm talking the pacing, the bad character writing, all that stuff. But the important thing is that these negatives don't outweigh the positives, especially since I think Bleach never really sold itself on being anything deeper than it is. It's popcorn shonen at its finest. It's style over substance, and I don't think that's an insult because it's unashamedly what it is. So yeah, I can't wait to continue the series. So y'all stick around for the next installment. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want, and comment below who your favorite Bleach character is. Otherwise, that's the video. Peace. Oh yeah, the ending where Ichigo loses his powers and he can't see Ruki anymore, very touching, very well done, but I hate that it doesn't hit as hard when you clearly know that the series isn't over and Ichigo will obviously get his powers back somehow. Because if this was the final arc of Bleach, I think it would have been a great ending. Just Ichigo loses his powers, they beat the final overarching villain, and that's it. It's kind of like how people say the Pain arc was a really fitting end for Naruto. I think this would have been a good place to end Bleach, but who knows, maybe I'll watch the later arcs and change my mind. Maybe the best is yet to come.